Hey my Squatch monsters, you're in for a real treat. Do you want to see Bigfoot? Well, last week we heard Bigfoot talking, courtesy of Sasquatch, Ontario. And this week we will see Bigfoot, thanks to Timber Giant. Now before I show you Sasquatch, I want to preface this with, I think this Sasquatch is a female and is French. Let's watch. Wow, that's quite a bush. If only she was Brazilian. Sadly, only the women watching the show will get that joke. Welcome to Off the Rictor. You know, a Brazilian. Will you shave the bush? Never mind, you Bigfooters are idiots. Hey my little Squatch monsters, it's time to shake up the Bigfoot community. This is Off the Rictor. We're going to find out if Bigfoot's real by watching videos made by researchers, hoaxers, and attention whores like me. Oh my God, this is why scientists don't take us seriously. I've got news for you. There's no such thing as a Bigfoot expert. Say no to the woo-woo. I'm the Teen Taser superstar. McFly here thinks he's a Bigfoot expert. You want your Bigfoot video to be seen? Now's your chance. Tonight, we shake things up with a heavy hitter from Texas. No, I'm not talking about Craig Woolleader again. It's Dr. Melba Ketchum. Now, our Southern Belle here has over 875 subscribers, and her 2013 press conference video has just over 4,000 views. Now, for 5 years, Miss Thing carried all our hopes and dreams in proving Bigfoot to be real. Let's find out if she did her job.
We'd like to welcome you all to our press conference. We apologize for the delay and the technical difficulties. We have 2 forms of internet and neither one of them are working because we had some other groups that were supposed to be represented here, and our hotspot didn't work and the internet provided here didn't, so we do apologize for that. But we need to go ahead and proceed.
Girlfriend, never begin your press conference apologizing. It makes you look bad. It's unprofessional.
My name's Dr. Melba Ketchum. We've done a published DNA study with 3 whole genomes from purported Sasquatch samples.
Oh, girl, we need to talk about a couple things right off the bat. Number 1, your skin is orange and your lipstick is brown. Go back and fix that. And number 2, what is going on with your hair? It's so flat and mangy. You're from Texas. You're a big girl. Big girl, big hair. You need a hat. Oh, there's our Southern Belle. You're welcome. Or better yet, a makeover. I gave Craig Woolleader a makeover. Now it's your turn. Oh, I don't know what the fuck I... Okay, here we go again. Well, it's better. I mean, it's better than what's being shown at this press conference.
So I'm going to introduce them. Starting here is Adrian Erickson. He formed the Erickson Project. He had a PhD on staff, and
Adrian Erickson looks bored as all hell. Like he's thinking about a million other things he would much rather be doing. And his blazer, where does he shop at? Sears?
Dennis Foll is his associate that hand collected some of the samples and also obtained a lot of the video that we're going to show you today.
Dennis, I like your goatee, but your hair is a little too Thomas Jefferson for my taste. What the hell is he looking at? He looks confused.
Rich Jermeau, co-founder of the Olympic Project, they submitted successful samples.
Oh, there's my newspaper boy. I was wondering why I wasn't getting my paper in the mornings. Bad Rich, your shirt is an ugly color, but your ears are perfect for... Never mind.
J.C. Johnson from Four Corners Crypto. They submitted 2 successful samples.
Oh my God! Look at that face! What pissed him off? Good God! Who pissed in his Wheaties? J.C. Johnson, sweetie, you might be sitting on the biggest joke of a press conference, but that's no reason to look like you want to murder somebody. Sort of like an angry Tim Curry.
Troy Hudson, we actually had a sample that was taken from a leased property I have. He was present.
Well, hello, Troy. Good hair, decent wardrobe, patriotic pin. Looks very professional. What's he doing sitting with this motley crew?
When we did validation studies of a video that we have on it.
Aw, he smiled. What a cutie. On one side, you have Demon J.C. Johnson, and the next, Angelic Troy. What is this? Purgatory for Bigfooters?
Dr. Webb Sintel, he was with the North American Bigfoot Search and also submitted on his own. He is a PhD from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh look, is that Ratman Mullis? Or is that the late Bobby Short's gynecologist? You know, the one who looked at Patty's Coochie Coo for M.K. Davis. I swear, I'll never think of the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film the same way ever again, thanks to what M.K. Davis thinks is going on with Patty's junk. Watch the last off the Rictor. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, look at that right there.
I'm going to speak just a few minutes on the DNA portion of the study, so hopefully this will help people to understand. And also we want to address some of the criticism that's been of the study and why. First of all, this study, we didn't plan on doing this study. I didn't believe they existed at all.
Well, for starters, you, Dr. Melba Ketchum, bought your own peer-reviewed journal. I mean, if you can't break the glass ceiling, create your own, right? Respect Dr. Ketchum. She makes her own rules.
When the study started, it was just some people wanting species identification. And when word spread, we ended up having a lot of different samples submitted, and it became a project. And with funding from Wally Hersom and Adrian Erickson, we were able to do extensive genetic testing on these samples. And we had over 100 samples.
Over 100 possible Bigfoot DNA samples? Now let's think about this for a second. Let's just say Miss Thang here has one viable sample out of all those others. It's now ruined because no science journal would ever take her work seriously. Why is that? Is it because of the scientists being biased? If you want to play hardball with the big boys, Melba, you need to match their standards and learn the rules of the game. My advice for amateur Bigfoot broadcasters also goes for so-called scientists. Hard work, discipline, professionalism. Creating your own peer-reviewed journal is taking the easy way out and makes you look bad. It's cheating. Stop making excuses. Be the Bigfoot champion, Melba. I once thought you were.
It doesn't match anything. It's novel, it's new, there's nothing to compare it with. So we've got alignment that is not good. It doesn't fit well in the tree of life. And this is the problem that a lot of the scientists have. They expect that it's an ancient that somehow branched off with evolution. But this creature does not follow the general rule.
It has to follow the general rule. The tree of life, as you call it, is recognized by the fossil record. Single-cell organisms then formed complex-celled organisms, and then the rest is history. Bigfoot did not just poof into Earth's existence. It has to have an ancestor, like all living things on this planet. I can see why science journals poo-pooed your work. It's not making any sense. It's like you're making this shit up as you go along.
What it does do is it's very different. We think it is a human hybrid. That is our theory. There's a couple of reasons for this.
Well, Bigfoot could quite possibly be a human hybrid, or better yet, a familiar cousin like the chimpanzee. You can't impregnate a human female with another ape, can you? Don't chromosomes play a part in that? You know, a genetic makeup, being a part of the same species. Now, if two creatures can produce a fertile offspring, they are the same species. And we're not talking about horses and donkeys here. Bigfoot is not a mule, more like a joke if you go by this press conference. But maybe I'm being scientifically biased.
And surprisingly enough, all of them tested 100% modern human.
As a scientist, Melba, it is your job to be open to any possible outcome and be open to the criticism that all of your samples were contaminated because humans found them. And I can safely assume they were not collected properly. I know the Bigfoot community. They can barely wipe their own ass without getting any fecal matter on their fucking fingertips. I found Bigfoot DNA. Girl, look what you're dealing with.
Somewhat weren't surprised by this because 4 other laboratories have already tested these types of samples and some of the same samples and got the same results. The difference is they were not forensic laboratories and they thought that they must have contaminated the data.
You talk too much. How about you show us the raw data and not tell us about it? You know, the paper trail? Back up your shit, girl. Check some balances. But what do I know?
Since we don't fit in the tree of life with these animals in a convenient way, scientists say, well, it has to be contaminated. These samples were not contaminated because there are ways to test this. We are forensic laboratories. We deal with contamination on a daily basis.
Okay, Melba, let me get this straight. You claim mainstream science won't accept your work based on the scientists being biased toward you? Why not be the scientist that you think you are and beat these good old boys at their game? By not creating your own journal, but by showing them the raw data. Data always speaks for itself. But then what do I know? I'm not a scientist. Are you?
We know how to wash the samples and get rid of any contaminating DNA. If it is a liquid sample that can't be washed, when we test it with what's called universal primers, which allows the test to show up any mammal that is in the sample.
Washing DNA? I don't know, with what? Tide? Bleach? Spit shine? Doesn't sound very productive. You know, I might be ignorant, but washing DNA sounds like it's defeating the purpose. I don't know, it just sounds weird.
It's just very difficult. I call it the Galileo effect because this is very novel. It's the first time that anybody's seen anything like this. And mainstream science has a problem with that because we're all taught that evolution is very cut and dried. And this is how it is. It comes up the tree of life. So what we have is a tree of life with a single branch coming up and crossing over to human.
Now, I'm just a layman, but I can guarantee every living organism on this planet has had an ancestor. Nothing skips from A to C without having B in the middle. I'm here because I had a father, and because he had a father, and so on. I'm not here because my dad poofed out of thin air by bypassing the scientifically accepted tree of life. That's not how life on this planet works.
So we've ruled out contamination, we've ruled out degradation. So the bottom line is the study is what it is, whether science likes it or not.
Let's rewind that.
The bottom line is the study is what it is, whether science likes it or not.
That's scientific imperialism, or better yet, idiotic imperialism. Science must always come first before personal beliefs. I must be ignorant. I can't be the only person here that thinks that this is a scientific embarrassment.
People are not going to believe till we have a body, but we're not pro-kill. They're a type of person. That's murder. So you cannot kill them.
At the end of the day, Melba Ketchum, you might have an ounce of truth, but your own personal beliefs is a gallon of bullshit. You are your own scientific biasness. You are your own obstacle. And if you want to throw a press conference, can I suggest Rick Dyer?
You know, the thing is that we really didn't know what we were doing at the time. And you know, you never know what you're going to do until you come upon something like this.
Well, our freezer has broken a couple of times and we had to go out and buy new freezers.
That son of a bitch knows how to throw a press conference. I don't know what this was. Next.
Hi folks, Bud here from Condor Security.
This next video is by a security officer by the name of Bud from Condor Security. Now this YouTube channel has over 30,000 subscribers and this video has over 3,000 views. Let's see what Bud has to say about Bigfoot.
We're America's #1 security company when it comes to dealing with Bigfoot, alien abductions, and other unknown, unexplained entities.
You know, this could very well be Steve Coles, you know, the Squatch detective in like 10 years.
Are you having a problem with Bigfoot on your property, running all over hell next week, scaring your dog, eating your mama's cats? Well, Condor Security, we can come over and take care of that hairy son of a bitch for you. He won't be bothering you no more.
Do you think this guy's for real? I mean, really? Those of you who are supposedly habituating a Bigfoot, let Bud here take care of your pest problem. Hey Bud, why don't you go up to Southern Oregon? I hear Dr. Johnson's got a pest problem. Go shoot Bigfoot.
We have highly trained and certified security officers who have been trained in the latest techniques for Bigfoot capture, eradication, termination, you name it, we take care of it.
And while you're at it, Bud, don't just talk about it like Justin Smea. Actually do it. Shoot it. Kill it. Take a picture of it. Drag its body behind your pickup truck, Bud. Drive it through town with your Confederate flag waving. Yeah, I went there.
Now, you having a problem with vampires, werewolves, ghosts, slime creatures, even a chupacabra. Here at Condor Security, we can protect your perimeter. We can remove those beings from your coordinates, keep you safe, protect Mom and all her cats.
I think Bud could very well be Henry May.
Now, if this video makes the next off the Rictor, well, whatever.
Look at him. Hey Henry, I have an idea. Why don't you wear this costume when you go to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference next year? Step up your game. Uniforms are sexy. Just look at Jim Liebus here. Need I say more?
You having a problem with an alien abduction, the flying saucer going woo all around your mobile home. Condor Security, we're highly trained, highly specialized. We can protect you from alien abduction. We can protect you from alien probation. Hey, that's what we're here for. You just give us here a call, Condor Security. I tell you, that Bigfoot comes back, it's guaranteed. He comes back, we'll take care of him again. Got a problem? We'll bust a cap in his ass. Condor Security. Thank you.
Oh good God, what I would give for someone to actually shoot and kill a Sasquatch. Bud, I wish you were real. At last, we have the infamous Floridian, Mr. Alligator mutilating, pussy chasing Stacy Brown Jr. Now he's a very talented musician, but that's about it. Now on camera, old boy here is a great Bigfooter, but when the cameras and lights are off, he's either high or drunk, or passed out from being high or drunk.
We did see Dax and Rictor when we set our big trap up.
Of course, those guys don't know what they're doing. They're following people that do.
They don't know what they're doing in the woods.
Walk that way, back the way we came. We noticed Stacy Brown and David went that way. Nobody else is in this area right here. So this is a good spot to put our trap.
They're nice guys and stuff, but they have no common sense when it comes to hunting. I told them not to use meat.
He came in first on my show on Bigfoot Bounty, and boy was I glad. He's a Mensa candidate compared to that other finalist. Now let's see if Stacy Brown found Bigfoot or another alligator arm. At this point, I'll take anything.
All right, we're sitting up here on the top of the river, and every time I do this noise, this is what we get in response.
I don't hear anything. Do you? Let's listen again. Let's turn up the volume. Will Bigfoot respond to Stacy Brown Jr.?
All right, we're sitting up here on the top of the river, and every time I do this noise, this is what we get in response.
Well played, Bigfoot. Well played.
You are dead.
These tracks are old. These tracks are about 2 weeks old, man. They're not nothing new. They go right across the creek. Old boy's got a big ass foot.
Wow. Look at that cast. What definition, what detail. I can clearly see dermal ridges. Oh look, is that a mid-tarsal break?
This thing may be coming from there, comes here to feed and then goes back.
I think it follows the tree line from south to north.
Do you guys remember that bogus cast that Dax Rushlow sent to Dr. Meldrum? You know, the one he casted up in Salt Fork? That piece of shit was better than this mess. I don't know what that is.
Would you say Michael Merchant has rarely, if ever, said that a video of Bigfoot was actually a video of Bigfoot?
Michael's a one-of-a-kind dude, man.
I know, but he is...
He doesn't really...
No.
These ladies are talking about the Mayaka hoax, and of course they're gonna say it's a Bigfoot. Saying it's anything else is bad for business, if you're a hoaxer.
And neither does Phil Pauling.
Yeah, well, Phil said it was a deer. Phil said it was a deer, Michael said it was a Bigfoot.
Now they're talking about Phil Pauling, who does Para Breakdown, and he's a skeptic. So, Bigfoot or deer in the swamps of Florida? There's one variable we're forgetting about. Hoaxers! Excuse me. Oh, something in the air. Smells like bullshit. A lot of these hoaxers and attention whores don't believe. Sadly, when it comes to Bigfoot, you don't need to be a believer to be a hoaxer or an attention whore.
I'm not saying, anything bad about Phil, but, just...
Phil is a skeptic.
Well, it's not, the guy in a suit or Bigfoot. That's two things. And we got
But not a guy in a... Not a
we got 15-inch tracks.
guy in a deer suit.
Yeah.
What the hell is he talking about? Well, what's with all his twitching?
Vogue, Pose, Greta Garbo and Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio.
Okay, my Squatch monsters, I'm saving the best part for last. Let's see how old boy here does at a town hall meeting, like you see on Finding Bigfoot. Roll the tape.
This is a fella that comes looking like just wants to talk to people about Bigfoot sightings or anything. His name's Stacy, and he wants to just talk to everybody.
Hey, a couple weeks ago, there was a Bigfoot filmed in the state park. I don't know if any of y'all know about it.
You know, those poor people were just having dinner, and in walks Stacy Brown, and he starts talking out loud about Bigfoot. Jethro and Bobby Lee just want to eat their barbecue ribs and pig intestines. They don't want to hear about this Bigfoot shit.
And we drove down here from all over. We came from Maine, South Carolina, Tallahassee, Jacksonville. I'm just wondering if maybe any of y'all have any stories that might point us in the right direction. Had any sightings or maybe know somebody has.
It just doesn't quite have the same charm like Finding Bigfoot. It's like a poor man's version of a town hall meeting. Oh, poor Stacy. Stick to your music. It's what you're good at. And now it's time for Richter's Hate Mail of the Week. Ooh. This week's hate mail comes from someone called Cannon371, and this is what Cannon says. You need to get over yourself. Merchant's right. You're a laughing stock in the Bigfoot community. You've done nothing constructive towards Bigfoot research. Well, who has? Is that crickets? Does that mean no one has proven Bigfoot's real? Joe Rogan is right. You all are a bunch of unfuckable white men. Well, on tonight's Off the Richter, we began with Bigfoot's bush, thanks to timber giant Bigfoot. Then we had the infamous Dr. Melba Ketchum lift up her skirt and piss on traditional science.
We didn't plan on doing this study.
Yes, you did. Then we had Condor Security Officer Bud offering us his protection over Bigfoot. And last but not least, we had Stacy Brown Jr., old boy here, ruining hillbilly family dinners at his local Cracker Barrel. Now, did any of these Bigfoot superstars prove Bigfoot's real? No. Next week is our Hall of Shame. Who will be our 4 nominees? Will it be one of tonight's Bigfoot superstars? What will be the grand prize? Be sure to subscribe and find out. Don't hate, congratulate. See you next week.